All right, we're live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Monday daytime stream. Let's go ahead and plug in here. Let's go ahead and pause this thing. All right, there we go. Troy Malice, Jared Hathim, CS Man. How's it going, CS Man? Okay, so I'm going to turn on the ads, even though I hate ads. I did a nice Tyranitar thumbnail because my new Tyranitar just got here. I'm very pleased with it. Here we are. Okay, today's stream shall be a new era for Pokestan. And then we'll also say hot new Tyranitar and cute Pikachu break. Burgerchu break. Okay. So there we go. Mr. Did you think about the trade? Oh, right. No, I haven't really thought about much at all. So Karis goes into surgery sort of tonight, Tuesday morning. So that's all I've thought about. I haven't really done a whole lot of other things. You know, all of this is kind of on pause to a certain degree. Like I'm here, but mentally I'm not too strongly here. I'm actually just preparing for my role and having to do a bunch of driving and stuff. I think the Pikachu did a huge price change for the worst. Uh-oh. Are you saying it went down? I know there's a lot of them. Let's see, PSA 10, Pikachu, McDonald's. Oops, McDonald's. Looks like he is costing $150. That is a little bit cheaper. Not a lot cheaper than the older price, though. Let's see. So there is one for sale in the U.S. for $165. Okay. Let's see. I think when we last checked, so there's two new ones listed from last time. When we last checked, it was $170 in Japan. But see, what that really means is $170 plus import fee, which is 15% plus $170, which was effectively $195. I just sold my land for $20,000. Your land. That's cool, man. I was thinking about buying a piece of land one day. The Burgerchus are very interesting. You know, everyone's selling their Burgerchus because people who do like professional grading and flipping, perhaps like myself, you know, we've got to get some money back on some of the cards we graded so that we can roll that money over into the next batch. And that presents sort of like an opportunity. So it's almost like a business in and of itself to be this kind of person, like a picker, like a pre-grader. Pre-grading's like a business. And you can pre-grade cards and send them out to grade, and then you got to quickly liquidate that for perhaps a different group to buy it. That would be more like an investment group. That would be like you guys going, dang, dude, I think that Pikachu's going up in price. But I'm going to hold a couple Pikachus too. I'm thinking I'm going to sell half of them and keep half of them. I think that's what I'd like to do. All right. I just sold my land. God bless you. Price on that T-Tar. We just got it back. This Tyranitar, we just bought it for the first time. I'll put a fun price on it if you'd like. But of course, I don't think anyone will buy it at that price. Let's see. PSA 10, Shining Tyranitar. It sold for a record price. We bought it at a new record price. Let's see if there's one for sale. There is not one for sale. I've got one for sale. But after that, there is no other Japanese Tyranitars for sale. He's less than half of the population of the English version of the card. And so that affects how I would evaluate his price. That it affects it. Okay, let me just look this all over. Okay, everything looks good. Let me go ahead and grab this. So for today, we have a lot of unpriced slabs that still need pricing. Okay, let me throw these away. All right, those are all thrown away. Very good. Just getting rid of some useless emails. Show the breaks. Yeah, why don't we start by showing the breaks? You guys might have noticed there was no Sunday stream, and that's going to be the norm from now on. We have our, this is our monthly bounty. We could have a monthly bounty and a daily bounty at some point. So that was something I was thinking about. I was like, why don't we do both? Here's the Waifu break, Cubone Misty. Very good. Here's our Gengar, very nice, 8 out of 19. Here's a really good one. I like this one. Staff Tyranitar, 4 and 27. the Halo break for people who love Halo. If you love a Halo, why haven't you jumped into this? I know there's a number of guys who buy Halo packs. This is really hard to grade, and it's PSA 10, it's Pop 1. Definitely worth it. You know, what's that? That's less than the cost of one Topps pack, and that's the cost of about 3 of the regular Upper Deck packs. So it's a really good deal. I think that's actually awesome for anyone who likes Halo. I know we got a couple Halo guys in here. Here's Dark Charmeleon. He's a short break, 2 out of 8. Only 6 spots on this Charmeleon, guys. This one could end quite quickly. Okay, we've got the Mega Break. The Mega Break is one of the most popular breaks. Here it is. Mega Gengar is up to just 2 spots left. I see you're in there a couple times, TRG. So he has 2 spots left in the sub list. And then we've got McDonald's Pikachu, who's at 5 out of 10. We need 5 more people. Yep, so there's a chance for you to take a $30 shot at Pikachu and potentially take him home. He's a nice card. We got a nice tag-graded version of the card, in fact. There we go. And then here's my new beautiful Shining Tyranitar. I told you guys about this. This was $14,000, purchased in October of this year with a population of just 67. Quite rare. So it's just another cool card in my collection. That'll be one of the most expensive cards I ever bought because $14,000 is unusual. I don't normally spend that much. What I've always done, I've always bought kind of like cheaper cards, and then they just went up in price over time. So this Shining Tyranitar, he costs as much as the legendary Charizard cost me when I bought that back in like 2022 or whatever it was. But like take this Skyrich Gengar, like right here, for example. I only paid $4,000 for Gengar. I didn't pay that much. He just happened to go up in price. But for this guy, we went the full Monty. Lots of money went into that card. He's a very expensive card. There we go. Who cares, says KBBF. I got to show off my cards, KBBF. We are. Bro, maybe shut up. For the Mega Break, it's $40 for a spot or $400. That's a great question, Jared. So you might have noticed on the Gengar that it has 2 numbers, 40 and 400. You can choose which one you want to do. If you go with 40, your odds are 1 in 10 over 8. If you go with 400, your odds are 1 in 8. See, way better actually. So really low odds with 40, pretty big odds with 400. Okay, ta-da! You timed out KBBF? I thought he and I were about to become best friends. Hathim says, 5 Marvel Volume 3. So, right, I created a new system where everything would be in baggies in the shelf. All right, nice. One of the things I was working on. Here you go, Hathim. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. We got a little Minecraft playing. KBBF just mad he sold before the boom. Your cards are amazing. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Well, and so that's what I do when I make a profit over here. A lot of that money really does just go back into the hobby. I sell cards, but I'm also a very heavy collector. I'm a collector, Pokemon card investor, speculator, whatever you want to call me. Pokebro. Oh, man, that is so cool. Hawkeye getting pulled here, guys. This is for you, Hathim. Beautiful. Stamp Hawkeye. When you open packs, you're kind of, you're participating in an entertaining activity where the goal is to pull some of the chase cards, that will later become investable cards. Cards that people buy and hold, and the price goes up because there's not enough of them. So there's probably like a best pull in this set, and if we could just pull it, it would be a great moment on the stream. It's very cool. KBBF got snipped. We are. Okay, lovely. Boy, I'm crazy tired. Not only am I tired, I'm like distracted, man. It's hard for me to focus because I'm just thinking about Karis. So Karis is going in for a little surgery, and this surgery is required before we try IVF, and so that's all I can really think about right now. I didn't really think about anything else. Here we are. So I'm running on autopilot a little bit. Ooh, very nice. There we go. But there are some things to talk about in the news. Did you guys see the news? All of the remaining hostages have been freed. I feel like I was never going to say that. All of the hostages in the Middle East are free finally. And sadly, a lot of them, there were ones that died in captivity. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, Mr. Hathim. That was the thing that was needed, obviously. And now it's been done. It was very nice. It's really sad. A whole bunch of people got kidnapped. We are. And now the last hostages are released. There you go. They call it a peace treaty, but I don't think of it as a peace treaty. I think it's basically more like surrender. Surrender where you get to stay alive, maybe. Surrender where the opponent does not come in and absolutely smash your nuts in. So I think it's more like that. Because I think that was what was coming next, and they saw the writing on the wall, and they said, all right, actually, we give up. Ooh, man, this Parasec's nice. Pikachu's nice, man. We got some nice freaking slabs, dude. She'll be okay. The only hostages left is the mind of the people watching. That's a really good, that's a very good summary, very journalistic almost. The only people still captured are the minds of the people who are watching and still processing their feelings about it, perhaps. Okay, we have a Dallas Willis order for 2 of the Galaxy Ones. Hey, what's up, Dallas? So these were moved over here. Yes, got them right away. Perfect. What about the explosion at the factory? Everyone died. Oh, the Tennessee factory. That was like yesterday. Really sad. You know, when you take on a job, especially when your job is the processing and building of weapons, there's that little extra concern that one day your job could kill you. I had a job kind of like that. My job wasn't going to blow up a whole factory, but my job was dangerous. When I worked for Coca-Cola, I did a lot of driving, and driving a lot definitely exposes you to car wrecks, crashing with people who aren't paying attention, crashing with people who are drunk. And every now and then when I was driving, I would have a dangerous moment. And I would think about it. I'd be like, wow, I get paid like $12 an hour to almost die on the road. It's not, you know, if you're a truck driver earning 70, that's one thing. But if you're just driving around in your little car, and it's not a very good car anyways, and it's like $12 an hour and you could just die in a car crash, you're like, am I really getting paid that well? And this was about 10 or 12 or however long it's been. It's been a lot. Back when I was 22 years old is when I started. So I'm 36 now, so do the math. But it wasn't just the driving. It was actually the forklift. I was a forklift operator. And a big part of my job is picking up and lowering crates of stacked soda. And they would be wobbly sometimes. Or, you know, it wouldn't be a very good forklift. Or the guy next to you was using the forklift and you had to question his skill. And so you realized by doing that job, any moment, a 2-liter of Coke could fall from like a 3-story shelf and just crack right on top of your head. Look at that. Ooh. So sometimes jobs involve a certain level of risk. And soda man is probably not the riskiest job. But, you know, assembling weapons, that might be on the list somewhere. Actually, maybe not. Maybe assembling weapons is very rare for the factory to explode because they're so aware of the risk. But, you know, some jobs are, they're pretty hazardous. And that's definitely one of them. I'm coining TISM talk. I was a truck driver for 4 years. Too many near-death accidents that was avoided. Some dumb drivers out there. Yeah, it's actually really scary when you think every average person drives. When it's really a skilled job. Driving's a skill. And so every, you know, dumb, stupid person who's, you know, they're like, huh, what? Every single person like that. Where do I order again? Every single person like that gets to drive on the road. They get a license, and then they get to climb in their vehicle, and they're, and you get to try and avoid them or hope that they're paying just enough attention not to kill themselves and you. Not everyone on the road is like that, obviously, but even if you run into like 100 good people, it just takes one bad person to cause a wreck. You know, so that's the problem. You run into one stupid person on the road. Yeah, driving is dangerous for sure. Okay, we're pretty close in age. I'm 1988. I'm 1989. We're 80s babies. Oh, yeah. Now when we have to sign up for something, we have to scroll way down. I remember when the internet came out and I had to sign up for stuff, and I barely had to scroll at all. Now I got to scroll way down. That's part of the experience of getting old. I'm sure of it. One day, hopefully, I'll be 60, and I'll sign up for something, and I'll be like, scroll, 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 scroll. And all these numbers will be flying down, and then finally it'll say 1989. 1987, there you go. So you're the age of my older sister. I have a sister who's 2 years older than me. And then she has a sister who's 2 years older than her. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. What about the explosion? Saw the Tyranitar I picked up on Discord. Nice. Trump told Hamas no funny business and to release all the hostages by this morning. They actually complied. It looked like a crater in the middle of the woods. I saw that. It would take you over 1,000 hours to get a Tyranitar at $12 an hour. Yep. Mister, did you see people got their hands on the new Pokemon game already? I saw that, and I gotta admit, some of those Mega Evolutions are not bad. They actually look pretty good. You know, I'm usually pretty critical of Pokemon, and I didn't think they all looked that bad. Some of the designs were very simple, but I don't think that's a problem. Simple's good sometimes. Just like the VMAX idea was very simple, but it worked. All right. Can I ask if you have promo cards and slabs one day, like from movies or ETBs or build and battles? Yeah, we'll have that. Saw the news about the Cool Kicks thing. So what is the app getting involved? Cool Kicks. I'll take the PSA 9 Celebi. Here it is. Are consignments a fixed percentage or less cheap the more expensive the slab is? It's always... Oh, I see what you're... Oh, I didn't think about that, Piasu. So you want like dynamic pricing because you know that my cut's going to be better on a really big, expensive slab. That is a great question. It's something to probably discuss in Discord. Maybe I should release like a list that has more like a dynamic price. You know, actually AI was talking to me about this a lot. AI was saying that my system where I apply the same margin to every single item I sell is not the best system, and that I need to be lowering the margin on big items. So, okay, and I'm going to take AI's advice on that, by the way. That's good for you guys. Yes, a tiered pricing. All right, guys, let's get back to the orders. You ready? Okay, so here's Jared Line. He says last 2 spots for the Mega Break. Okay, Mega Break is going off, everybody. The Mega Break. Jared Line. Okay, this is a big deal. This will determine who gets the next spot in the Gengar break. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, I'm having some heartburn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we double checked. Good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How's Mister doing? Maybe a little distracted. I feel distracted. Karis is having a surgery very soon, basically Tuesday morning, very early morning, and it's all I can think about. It's hard for me to care about selling cards right now. I'm here because I have to be here, because I'm like very strict with myself, but I don't feel as interested in selling cards at the moment. Here we are. Just want to make sure she's good and comes out well. Here we are. That's the thing. The surgery might not. The surgery's doesn't guarantee we get what we want out of it. All right, give me a number. All right. Everything will be fine. Yeah, I know everyone says that. I get that. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't actually know until it's over. All right. Oh, choose one more number. We do 2 numbers, actually. Here, look. PDX said 6 right afterwards. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we do 2. When there's only the list to shuffle, we let 2 different numbers split the deck. Okay, so here goes. You ready? So we got TRG. Sorry, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Robert Tumman. TRG. And there it is on 4 for Mr. TRG. Yeah, 4. Yep, that's 4. Number 5 would be Robert Tumman. Number 6 is Blake. Number 7, Luke Laurie. Number 8, TRG again. Wow, he took a lot of spots on that. And then Jared and Jared. Sorry, Jared, that's pretty tough. Mr. Team Rocket Grunt going deep, and this time it's certainly paying off. Wow. Modern medication will help her like it helped my girlfriend. I believe in science. Yeah, I'm a big believer in technology and science. You were watching that little debate we were having. We are. All right. We're having a fun little debate in our Discord. We have like a little debate room where we try to be nice. That's the goal, is to be nice. We don't want to be too uncouth. Ready? And I was sharing some thoughts I was having about... I had this really fascinating idea about human behavior, that as a society, we're always pushing each other to be nicer and nicer, like angels, you know, like a good society full of nice people. And I was thinking, what if that wasn't what nature wanted? You know, like, what if the ability to be selfish, the ability to go against the group, the ability to disagree, the ability to fight or to steal. What if that's actually a really necessary part of human evolution, right? Like, what if meanness is not an accident like cancer? You know, we evolved and we have cancer as part of our DNA. But what if meanness wasn't like cancer? What if it was actually on purpose? What if humans with meanness evolved because the ability to be mean is a necessary attribute for survival? So that was something I've been thinking about. It's not the first time I thought about it. It's just my brain's always coming up with like little questions and thoughts, and it starts to like kind of tie and relate those ideas back. So the concept of evolving to be mean. Why are people born mean? So it was a really interesting idea for me because I had siblings that weren't so nice. Some of them were nice and some of them weren't so nice. So there must have been some sort of genetic component to that, right? Team Rocket Grunt. There it is. He got it. Ooh. So that means we do this. All right. Toss that back over there. And we're going to say Mega Booster. Being mean builds character. Not necessarily. I'm not talking about nice mean. I mean like mean, like a jerk, like a guy who would steal a purse or somebody who would cheat at a video game or something like that. Or somebody who might come over and steal all your gold and your land and your hot women. Something like that. The ability to be mean might not be an accident. It might be an evolutionary component and part of your DNA structure. And humans, so one of my theories was that if you lose the ability to be mean completely, it will actually cause like a collapse. You have to have a certain amount of meanness in your personality and in your body. You know, your DNA has to have a certain amount of the ability to be mean to survive. Ooh. Like, for example, you know, you got people who are becoming like vegan. They can't stand the idea of hunting. It's like, that might be a good example of like maybe somebody where they become too nice to the point where it's maybe against your ability to survive. There it is. And maybe that's why it makes some people so uncomfortable when they see it, because they go, you know, it's almost like you become too nice. Too nice. Okay, mega sub list. So that was on my mind. It's an interesting discussion. There we go. The origin of things, the origin of certain behaviors, and what is a group, what is a society, that kind of stuff. We're going to say 1 to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. People snapping is good entertainment. That's true. That's true. People snapping. Okay, thank God I got bullied because I changed for the better. We're born with fight or flight. Some people have more than others. A box easily goes for 5,000. It's not biology. It's God's will. He gave everyone a soul. Can I get an amen? Yeah, well, even God was mean. The original God, the Old Testament God, that guy was like, see all those people down there? Yeah, genocide them. That was Noah's flood, right? Everyone just thinks about Noah in that flood. People don't always take a long look at the fact that God was like, you know what? Just kill all these guys. I don't even like them anymore. Just kill everybody. Let's hit the reset button. Jesus, dude. Yeah, I see all these people I invented. Yeah, well, they're not doing what I want them to do. Oh, kill them all. It's like, whew, all right. 1 junk and 1 English Nikkei for Heath Davis. You got it, man. All right. So the question becomes, where do we keep our Nikkei cards? Here they are. So I'll pull them to the front here. God's like, you know what? Genocide these guys. 1 English Nikkei. And 1 junk pack. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. I'm a firm believer in the argument of intelligent design. What decided that robbing, raping, etc. is bad makes you wonder. There we go. Here's this. We got the pig. We got Frieza Army. Android 18. Dokuchi, Shadow Walker. They're talking about coochies in here. You got this is a nice magic card. This is out of a junk pack, by the way, guys. Junk packs cost $3. One day I run out of them, and then I have to go build more of them. Here's a little Beedrill. Theistic evolution has always interested me. Here's this girl here. We got these, and we got the Kentucky Hellhound. Yeah, so, we were talking about basically the origin of meanness, and I was wondering, maybe it's not an accident, maybe it's a feature of human evolution, because other people would tell you, like the church would tell you, being mean is bad. Being mean super bad. What if it's not bad? What if it just is what it is? It's just like some people are mean and it worked for them, and then they spread their seed. Belly bolt, huh? There it goes. Okay, let's snip this over here. Okay, very nice. Just stopping by to say hi. I'm a little sleepy on medicine. Thank you, mister. Really appreciate it. Love you guys. Miss you all. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Ivan? I hope things are going well. And, yeah, it's nice to see you, man. This. All right. Got to tell my boss about this concept. Your boss. Did you ever get Furby Magic's secret lair today? No. I saw Furby. I didn't want Furby. It was genocide because humans were mating with wild animals. So I heard. Well, obviously, all the things that happen in the Bible, none of us were there to actually witness it. So it's all just stuff that got written down in a book. And, so it's, you can believe it if you really want to believe it all. But how strange that all the craziest things stopped happening once the invention of the camera came about, Now, if you claim some crazy thing happened, you'd be like, all right, well, who recorded it? No one? Here, let's see. Heath. Ooh. All right. So my theory, my concept is that if a group, if a gene pool over the years became too nice, like it had no capacity to be mean anymore, my idea is that somebody else from a different gene pool can just kind of cut into that and do whatever they want for a while. For a while, it won't last, but for a while. And I think that that's possible what's going on in the world these days. Everyone's just sort of being groomed to be super, super, super nice. And I don't know if that's necessarily good. 1 black booster bundle and shipping. Thank you, and I hope the surgery goes well. Thank you, Mr. Victor. 1 black booster bundle. Let's get that. Let's start there. Aha. Ooh. I had my bro get me the Trick or Treat and the Oddities Furby. APZ. Yeah, I was trying to get that Iron Maiden foil set. Furby and Iron Maiden, it's all fun. But, I don't know if I would collect those for long-term holds or investing. And my rule is sort of like, I'll sell anything, but I don't like to stock too much inventory of something that I would not actually like to be stuck holding. There we go. Ooh, beautiful. Ready? Victor Kokiko, everybody. Labubu's are just blind box furries, and it frustrates me for some reason. The Iron Maiden stuff was going to be scalped so hard, the card value was like $150 for $40. Iron Maiden. Let's snip this. If Magic the Gathering ever did like a Dark Souls set, oh, baby. I would go so deep on that, you have no idea. Dark Souls. For the love of God, please do a Dark Souls set, Magic. Make it happen. I would buy so much of that. I would take a little pause from Pokemon for a while. I'd just be buying up Magic Dark Souls all day. Could be like Dark Souls universe, right? It can include like Elden Ring and Demon Souls. I would buy so much of that. It'll never happen. They could also do a Monster Hunter crossover. That'd be interesting. Here's Carablast Conkeldurr. Ooh. Very nice. Patches. Oh, yeah, patches. Yeah, they did it's not impossible. They did a Final Fantasy crossover. Conkeldurr and Genesect, Mr. Victor. You could do another bundle if you're feeling risque today. Feeling a little wild. Imagine Topps Chrome Sesame Street. That would be fun. That's a fun one. Haha, Victor Kokiko. Baggie number 1. Baggie number 2. I got to get both baggies. Okay. Thanks, mister. Appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Okay, very good. What do you guys think of this Hello Kitty? Did I say Hello Kitty? What do you guys think of this Pokemon Go Pikachu with the blue hat? Wow. $95 for that. Can you believe it? Because it's from 2022. That's why. I wouldn't mind a Slave Knight Gale Magic card. Oh, imagine Topps Chrome new Pokemon set. That'd go really hard, but highly doubt that will happen. Highly doubt that one. Okay. If Topps dropped more sets, then I'd go into financial death. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and get a nice label going. We're going to go ahead and reset this. Good. And my little phone buzz. Let's see if that was Alexis or not. No, it's not. Okay. So, Pika look amazing. They do 20 mimics. Let's get a little rotation going on here. Got a nice Lunatone. I'm sorry, Lunala. We got a $300 Gengar. Ooh, baby. And here is Duskull from EX Deoxys, just $500, which I think is quite low. I think that's a low price on that Duskull. We sold one of those Duskulls. I had 2 of them for sale. One is sold, one remains. Okay. Mr. Victor. And let's add some weight to this. It's actually pretty heavy. Okay. And print. You know what? I don't think the mailman picks up today. He picks up tomorrow. Did you sell the Rockets Articuno? The one that was a PSA 9? Yeah, that one sold. That Gengar's 300. What? It's the Gengar tax. He's hard to grade 10. That's the problem with him. He's real hard to grade 10. I would know. I've sent a lot. Post office closed today. I'm heading to bed. It's a big day tomorrow. They're going to take fluid tests on my bone marrow. Good luck, Mr. Ivan. Only good news, Mr. Ivan. Here we are. All right. Tossing this over here. Yeah, keep in touch with us. Let us know how it all goes. Okay. So now we can jump over here to click. Mr. Mark for 1 Pokemon McDonald's pack and 2 trick-or-treats. Trick-or-trades. 1, 2, 3. Haha. Trick-or-trades. I like the Topps cards, but sadly rare to see a Fearow or Spearow card. I might have a Fearow somewhere. There we go. Gonna Mark. Yeah, Mark, gonna play Elden Ring for the first time, then get Nightshade. Oh, you're playing Elden Ring for the first time. That's fun. Personally, I think it's a really well-made game, but I don't think it left me as impressed as Dark Souls 3. I like Dark Souls 3 better, ultimately. Ha-ha! Look, it's that guy. That's the same one. Here we are. And here's Darkrai. Ooh, spoopy. Thank you all. Once love to my only family here. Yeah, good luck, man. We want you to be healthy and happy. We are Drampa, and get your booty cheeks back over here and get back to having fun with Pokemon cards. There we go. Okay. Tossing this over here. Mr. Mark. Let's grab this bag. My biggest accomplishment is beating Sister Freed in 14 hours. That's too long, man. Woo. Of course, every time I beat her, I probably use some cheap tactic. How did I play that game? I think I played so I would build a Pyro every time. Not because I was using a bunch of magic spells. I think I built mostly Vigor. And I was really good at the game. And actually, I helped make some videos for that game, you know. I made some informational videos at the time. It helped grow my YouTube channel at the time. That was around that time period that I was deciding whether to, you know, work a real job or do YouTube. But if you build for a Pyro and then put all your points into health and vigor, you can still use, you know, Pyro spells. But your weapon, you would just fuse with like a dark, I think they're called like gems or something. So you would infuse it with darkness, which scales on Pyro builds. Valerian. I'm gonna sound like a huge nerd talking about all that, but so this allowed you to carry around like a long sword, infused dark, and throw those big nasty fireballs at your opponent, and that pretty much trivializes the whole game at that point. You just do a little R1 and fireballs here and there. Whew. Okay. It might take me 40 hours. Oh no. On the whole nice society thing, I think people are somewhat getting more tame due to the drop of testosterone. It's so funny you say that, because that was one of my theories too. I was like, what could lead people to be so nice? And I have two leading theories. The first one is, I think it's a lack of testosterone. You just see it, right? Like the older generations of men were clearly harder, right? Guys today all seem like they've got some level of autism, and they just look like a train wreck half the time. Train wreck and autism. But yeah, they're becoming slowly more like just another type of girl rather than being, you know, heavily masculine. You just see it. It's really obvious. I mean, I'm 36 now, and I see it like crazy. It's all over the place. And you have a society where the men are slowly becoming more feminine, and they're lacking the sort of monstrosity that is being, you know, masculine. You know, there's a sort of terribleness to it where you might be aggressive and dangerous and violent. Not anymore. Not if you're a tamed house cat with your balls cut off. You know what I mean? And so that could be part of it. The other part I would suggest is probably how society has gotten extremely strict on, you know, heavy amounts of organization and niceness, you know. So I would say society is all about being nice now. That became the rule. And the more you select people on their niceness, the more you sort of breed a nice gene until you've just got this very tame society. And at that point, you know, I think by the time you have no one left in the society who's mean, you're just up for grabs. Anyone can do anything they want to you. So I think that's what happens over time. You become up for grabs because you have no one who will defend your group. Jeff Leon says, use this and my store credit for 2 magical girls, 2 sneaker bunko, 2 Oshinoko, 1 prismatic, 1 round of shipping. I should have a box somewhere. Okay, so 1 round of shipping. I know we've got this thing over here, but this looks like it just has a bag from Mr. Craig. Mr. Craig has a bag in here. How strange. Okay. All right. Let me just check in here for that store credit real fast. Higher level on empathy, consciousness. Yeah, empathy. People talk about that term suicidal empathy, which I think is people coming to a similar conclusion that you can be too nice. Like nice guys finish last kind of nice. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. There we go. Do you still have tag Mega Tyranitar EX? I believe I still have that, yes. Let's go find him. I swear I've seen him. Check the Discord server, okay? Check the Discord server real fast. All right, Jeff, I didn't see a box over there. Kip F, Foster, there's Brett, Tammy, Ivan. Well, let's start putting this order together, okay? Two magical girls. I almost called them magician girls. 2 Sneaker Bunko Volume 2, 2 Oshinoko Volume 2, 1 Prismatic. Here's Oshinoko Volume 1. Here's Sneaker Bunko. So that's in that box. I have this new system for all the different sets. Check it out. Isn't that nice? It's so organized now. It's shocking. Okay, here's the magical girls. So 2 of these. 2 Sneaker Bunko. 2 Oshinoko. We need the Oshinoko. So that's somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Let's see. And there it is. 2 Oshinokos. Very nice. Wow, this works really well. Should have done this the whole time. Would have just have so much room and organization around me. 1 prismatic. Okay, 1 prismatic. And 1 round of shipping. All right, and with this round of shipping, we're shipping out all your hot cards too, right? What was your cosmic price again? Also, can I order more than 1 of those? So let's take a quick look at it. Cosmic price was $157, and yeah, you can probably order another pack. You can order more than 1 pack, I suppose. Might have to go hunting for some more cosmic. All right, so here we are. Beautiful. And let's start snipping. Okay. I sent for Dark Magician Girl. Jesus was a good man, not a nice man. Jesus was a good man, not a nice man. Here we are. There we go. Snipping this. All right. Well, you know, I don't want to get too stuck up in the details of being nice or being mean. I like more like the larger picture, you know. I like the larger picture, like a computer simulation. What if you had a society that was perfectly nice? They had no capacity for violence at all. Is that an ideal society, or would that actually fall apart over time? Right? Like, what if they had to defend themselves against another group that said, hey, you got nice things. We kind of want that. We'll just come over there and take it from you now. And what would that look like? Here we are. Here's this, and here's this, the bunny girl. Here's these ladies. Here's this girl. Here's this girl as well. Oh. We've got this girl in a dress. Maybe I'll do a Jesus Christ build in Elden Ring with all faith. All right. So here's a hollow, and here's, it would look like a slaughter. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. And there you have it. No signatures in that round in particular, Mr. Jeff. Now, you want to do some shipping, but you said I should have a box somewhere. All right. Let me take a quick look and see if I see a box. You should have a box, a Jeff Leon box, huh? I do not remember a Jeff Leon box. Okay. Who's that over there? Maybe you're over there. Let me go check. Maybe you don't have like your own box. Maybe you have like an overflow box. JC, that's Jonathan Cham. Sarah, Brett, Isai. Isai's got a ton over here, dude. That guy's got a ship, man. Isai's got so much over here and he never ships. I should send him like a reminder email. I don't even want his cards, man. He's got so many cards over here. See, sometimes, you know, people will like abandon a bag. And it's like, I don't care about that. Okay, so I don't see a box though. What I'll start doing is I'll start looking for all your bags. There's a John Wolf. Okay. Shipping time. Mr. Have you thought about doing eBay Live? I like eBay a lot. I assume eBay Live takes a cut. So for that reason, I will not be interested in ever establishing eBay Live. No. Here you go. Let's grab this bag to get started. So this is like a brand new bag. We just made it for you. Yeah, it's got this card in it. Okay. Let's see. Miss 6. Ah, that makes sense. It says, yeah, I know Whatnot also takes a cut. Here we go. Here's a Jeff Leon bag. So that was in an overflow box. Here we are, Jeff Leon. Brett. Lots of bread in here. Jonathan Morse. John Lucas. So we got to take care of John Lucas too, man. John Lucas, he needs probably a box pretty soon. Diane. That whole box over there is Diane. And then this over here is Jarrett. Jeffrey. Oh, that reminds me, I got to ship that guy. Jarrett needs to be shipped. Jesus, Jessica, Jean, Jeremy. So I'm seeing these two big bags, this bag over here, and you're going to have all of these as well. I'm not seeing a box. Maybe you can give me some more details about that, and I can keep looking for it. Here's that. let's see. Let's start looking real carefully. And it's probably, if there is a box feet over here, it's probably been moved somewhere. Okay. So it's 100% not there. It's not there. So if you have a box, maybe it's Pokebra. Would we have given you a box on a separate shelf way over here, perhaps? We'll check over here real fast. Eve of Dawn. Oh, these are expired bags. There's Sarah and Brett. They've got their own stuff going on over here. Let me check back here real fast. Yeah, that's just an empty box. All right. Why don't I get you shipping for these items that we already know you have, including all these hits? Let's start there. No worries. We can look later. Yeah. These two here. Let me check up here as well. Okay. I would like to get it in one go if you really do have a box over here. All right, let's get that label made. I'm looking all over. All right, let's grab this. So actually, you've got a lot of stuff going on here. Let me get a bigger box. Maybe one of these boxes. There we go. Is this that Pokechat guy? Who's the Pokechat guy? Okay, baggie number 1, baggie number 2. Let's see what's inside of baggie number 2 real fast. Let's see what's in here. Okay, so baggie number... Whoa. Dang, dude, that's that Magical Girls set. Weiss Magical Girls. So baggie number 2 has a ton of these really pricey Final Fantasy cards in it. I'm going to split it into 2 bags just to make it easier to handle for Alexis. So now we know what was over here. I wonder what a fried chocobo would taste like. Chicken. Set that one there. Set this one here. Get one more baggie out. Don't want to mess up this shipment because it's, you know, it's kind of pricey. There we go. Okay. I found a Furo Tops in consignment October channel, but I'm not sure what consign means. Oh, it means it's for sale. It means it's for sale. There we go. I thought we had one. There we go. That means you can buy that one. Those are cards I'm selling for other people. Oh, you have this bag as well. Okay, one more baggie, Mr. Jeff. What was in here? Oh, this is the one we just created. Oh, okay, cool. All right. So then one of the bags I put in here was one that we had not looked at. This first bag? I don't know. All right, so here it is, Mr. Jeff. Let's get that label. How shall it ship? Let's ship this one with a slightly pricier label. Mr. Just a heads up, there is going to be a Final Fantasy holiday set for Magic. They are special arts of the cards. Oh, nice. A holiday set, huh? Stamps has encountered an error. Print. Stamps has encountered an error. How? How could Stamps be encountering an error? Dude, this software is so cooked, bro. I'm going to crash out. There we go. All right, lovely. Thank you so much. You have the ability to add more to this before it officially ships, by the way, if you wish, Mr. Jeff, because I made it a label that is for a heavy box. Okay, cool. They did the same thing with Lord of the Rings. You get 9 preset cards, then make a big picture. Oh, cool. We have an order. Anthony Pariso. Japanese Keishu, number 8. We're opening up the Kaishu? That makes me so happy, dude. All right, hold on. Let me see. So that would be under Union Arena. And it's, yes, 64 for a whole box. So now the question becomes, where did I put the boxes of kaiju? Let me go looking for it. I see an open box. My finger points. Let's see. Where am I hiding my kaiju boxes? Over here? No. Let me check the other room for the kaiju boxes. Oh, kaiju. I know we have this. I know it's here. Where is it? I'm so sorry. I desperately want to sell you this. And I was cleaning up out here. I was actually reorganizing everything. Oh, there it is. It was here the whole time. I'm so stupid. All right. So there it is, kaiju. And I'm going to go ahead and remove from the menu the ability to buy a whole box of this, because I don't think we have any more full boxes. Okay, we're gonna hit save. Or do we? I think there is one more full box. We'll put it back up for sale if we find it. Okay, perfect. So Anthony Pariso, here goes. I thought Mr. would jump on Godzilla. There we go. Godzilla really feels like a one-time thing, you know? Happy Indigenous Day. Hey, what's up, man? Indigenous Day. Oh, does that mean today is Columbus Day? There you go. Happy Pillager Day. There we are. Go ahead and snip this. Okay. Here's this. Snipping this. There we go. Let's snip this. Snip. And snip this. Snip. Oh ho ho. I personally would say case upcoming for Godzilla. Gary, go ahead, plenty of time. You're going to be here for a bit. Can I put an order in? Yep, yes I am. You got time to place an order. Here goes. We've got this guy. Indigenous Day. I'm going to do the Haka. I'm going to do the Haka Tua. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a... Ooh, there's the guy. That's the guy. Here's the guy again. Here's this guy. Here's this guy. Here's the blonde girl. It's Mr. Asmer. What's up, man? How's it going? Here's blonde guy. Haha. So your card shall be this one. It's an R+, R star. R star short hair guy with a little sword because he's a ninja. Columbus Day. What do you guys think of Columbus Day? Good, bad? You are. This goes back to my just recent theory about niceness and meanness. You are. I think back in his day, he would have been like celebrated, like, holy cow, look at this guy. Nowadays, we're like, he was so mean. Look at all these bad things he did. There. Yeah. Or like how we're re-looking at the founding fathers. George Washington had slaves. He's a jerk. There we go. I would never. Ooh. Very nice. Very nice. Depends on who's asking. Well, I'm not Italian, so I guess that means I have to be on the side of him being a bad guy. But if I was Italian, I'd be like, bro, Christopher Columbus is the best man who ever lived. He was, wait, was he Italian? No, he was Spanish, right? No, he was Italian. No, he was Italian and he drove the ships for the Spanish. That's pretty cool. He was brilliant. Thank you, Mr. Anthony. All right, he said new bag. We got that set up for him. Any Italians in here who have a strong feeling about Columbus Day? Okay, here is Cloud 10. Look at that nice Cloud 10. So that is from Opus 1. And I don't know how they decided that it was a 10. I'm actually really, really curious what they found wrong with this card. I'm tempted to scan it. He was Jewish in Spanish. Jewish? No! The juice! Okay, let me take a look at this. Come on. Click. There it goes. What do we got? Front, middle, center? Really? Look, it says there's a ding in the front, middle, center. And it's just got the tiniest little dot right there. All right, so let's see it. Oh, yeah, they're not wrong. Yeah, let's zoom in. Here. Right there. For them, that is enough for you to miss a 10. You know, PSA might have missed that, and then I would just be selling this as a 10. But as a buyer, now you can feel confident that Tag's looking for that. Pretty interesting, huh? Pretty interesting. So here's a nice Cloud from Opus 1 for $15. He got shot in the chest. Yeah, maybe a little bit. All right, let's see. Mr. got some cool new tops in auction, including one of the Tops 2000. Excited for them to come in. And a Tops 10 foil Zard. Not a strong 10, but still. Nice, dude. Okay. So, Hathim, 4 of the English Nikkei. 4 English Nikkei for our friend Hathim. You got it, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're still waiting your turn, have no fear. I have not missed your order. We're just having a busy stream right now. It is the Monday after Sunday, and we did not take any orders on Sunday. So people are feeling spratty. Would you have graded that as a 10 TCC? Probably not, because I would have actually looked it over for flaws just like that one. Here it is. All right. Here's... Yeah, we were really tough. I would have looked for the same thing. Ooh. The question is, would PSA have allowed that through? And the thing is, PSA just gets away with that because, you know, they're not really competing with anyone. They're not scared about how you feel about their grade. But other companies got something to prove, you know. They're like, no, we grade really well. Pull any Inferno X cards? How many? Oh, so many, Nathan. So many. We are. Very nice. But there's an Inferno X Charizard just around the corner waiting for you to pull out of the booster packs. Ooh. So that's Hathim. And you got your box over here. Ta-da! Nikkei English. Very sexy. Wow, wow, wow. He hated... Actually, the Italian hated Columbus. Most were from Genova and disliked those from the South. Watch The Sopranos. So what you're saying is he wasn't the right Italian. Here's Jirachi. I'm a Sicilian. Mamma mia. Here's Gyarados. See, people don't even get along when they're in the same group. You might be in the same group and you still get into a fight. We have an order from Andrew A. Martin, who ordered a PSA 9 Shining Celebi. Where'd that card go? Here it goes. There it is. Andrew Martin. Thank you, Andrew. I'm walking here. There we go. Very nice. So, now we've got Ivan Chiquilo. Hey, mister, first time ordering a PSA grading. Can you send my golden Pikachu in my bag to grade? Also, 2 prismatic evolutions. Thank you. Okay, first time ordering PSA grading. Can you send my gold Pikachu? Let's go find his gold Pikachu. Very nice. Ugh. Mr. Ivan Irving, Ivan Rodriguez, Isaac Thomas, Israel, Ivan Chiquilo. Ooh, found your bag. Ah, Pikachu. Pika! Sicilians are not Italian. Oh, yeah? Oh, and he wanted 2 prismatics too, right? So maybe we just keep your bag out of there for a second, because we're going to add to it. Okay, and then let's grab one of these. Watching the recap of Hassan freaking out because he can't shock his dog on stream anymore. All the hard training I've done is ruined. Thank you, haters. There we go. What? He's been training his dog to be stuck in one little spot for a long time. It just makes no sense. There you go, Pikachu. It's like he's lacking self-awareness. Thank you, Mr. Ivan. So, Ivan, we write your name up here. Ivan. Kilo. Oh, I don't like this song. Then we write a big P right there, so I send it to the correct company. Let's skip past that one. Okay. Is that Pikachu hollow shifted? Is he? I don't know. Maybe he is. Yeah, he is a little bit. I see what you're saying. We'll write that down, because I'll try to leave it for a note for them. Hollow shifted. There it goes. Free Kaya. Okay, place this over here. Now, Prismatica. Oh, yeah. Time for some Prismatic. CGC instead, error card. Are you saying PSA will not recognize the error? Is that what you're saying? Hello, sir. Has the pre-Pokemon Mega Evolution list moved? Says Edward. Well, Mr. Edward, it looks like it is on this one. And it looks like it has not moved very much. Here it is. Alicia and you are in it. It is. All right. Italian men. Goes. Tossing that. I don't know. I feel like PSA is hit or miss with the errors. Be a much bigger deal, in my opinion, if you got it as a PSA error card, though. Let's see. So 2 prismatics, and the rest of these can go into our booster pack holder. Ooh. Umbreon 9, Jirachi 9, Gyarados 9. A lot of 9s. What do I do with all those 9s, huh? How do you liquidate a whole bunch of 9s? Just eBay? Black Belt Training. Professor's Research, Leafeon. Will you go to the dispensary for me? Just kidding. Will you go to the dispensary for me? For like weed? You don't got weed where you live? There you go. Ivan Chiquilo. I think there's still some states where it's not legal, isn't it? It's legal in Missouri. We actually went there the other day. Kara's got like a weed pen to experiment with. But she told me she doesn't like it as much as alcohol. She's like, alcohol's way better. I was like, all right. Yeah. Ooh, I got a cool card coming up here for you guys. Look at this. Pokemon Go Gift Charmander. Cool. That's neat. eBay and say has potential for a 10 and the flippers will eat it up. Potential for PSA 10 question mark? Could this be a PSA 10 question mark? All right, so this card got a nice 10 and we know that tag is pretty tough on their grade. We're going to say Charmander, Pokemon Go. Sort by lowest price. We want the cheapest one. Okay, about $44. Cool. Pretty affordable, actually. So you might not have seen this before. That's because this is actually a Pokemon Go promo. There it is. Man, I got like crazy heartburn. I don't know why I got so much heartburn lately. Must be something I'm eating or something. I don't know. Weed pens are dangerous. And I'm now 13 days off stinking weed pens. Yeah? Is it because they do like maybe like some lung damage, Mr. Nathan? Do you were you having any problems yourself, and so you kind of want to warn people against it? Here we are. Here's Heath Davis. He wants 2 English Nikkei. Oh, English Nikkei should get eaten up. Okay, 2 of these. I can't smoke weed anymore, even though I did it for 22 years. It gives me anxiety, says Dustin. Wow. Maybe what's going on is you're not sensitive to it at all, and so you actually smoke a ton of it, and at very high levels, maybe it gives out anxiety. Here we are. I know, because that's kind of how caffeine works too. You develop a tolerance to caffeine. Okay, tossing this over here. Heartburn is probably from your stress from the wife's surgery. Well, I did make like a beef stew last night, and I had that with rice, and I ate an awful lot of it because it was really yummy. So maybe I just overate. I am not like in an awesome mood, I guess I would say, because I have to worry about, you know, all that. It's like a performance. You have to get that all timed and correct, you know, and then she has her stuff done and all that. But I don't think it's necessarily like stress. I think it's just because of what I was eating. Burping with some soda pop is the best cure for heartburn. You need higher levels now, dude. Here's, let's see. Pure TCH. Smoking flower does nothing for me anymore. Smoking oil does nothing. Smoking high percentage of THC products has ruined my experience. There's Mr. Heath. Mr. Heath. All right. There's only one thing that gets me high. Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards. My true love. Just roll a blunt. I wonder what card I should go after now. I'm really happy to have collected that Tyranitar. That was one of the cards I really wanted in my collection. I just didn't want to say it. And I finally got him. And so I don't really know what to collect anymore. I don't have like a long list of cards on my list. I think I just keep an eye out for whatever I think looks good, and that's about it. Okay, four of the Korean White Flare. There you go. White Flare. Flame on. Not ETH? ETH makes me happy. Ethereum, crypto. Crypto's cool. I got nothing against crypto. You are. Snip. You know, I was kind of a critic of crypto when I was first introduced to it. I think for me, there were certain, maybe you could call them promises that I kept hearing about crypto. And when I kept thinking about those promises, I really felt like crypto was maybe hyped up to be more than it truly is. There were arguments like, well, it's decentralized. I'm like, it is decentralized from a technical point of view. But from more like the literal sense, it's going to be extremely regulated. Wow, Altart Whimsicott. Congratulations. Look at that, William. So cute. Yeah, a little Oshawa back there, too. But so, you know, you can call it decentralized, but the government can basically do what it wants if it feels like crypto is threatening it, you know. It is. There you go. Very nice. And it's not purely decentralized. There tends to be, you know, large groups that have a lot of sway and influence over the crypto hobby. And so even if you could say like one of them was mostly decentralized Bitcoin, if you start moving on to other cryptos, each crypto is a little bit different, and some of them are not so decentralized. They're surprisingly, you know, in the hands of maybe a couple groups, including the miners, but also the people who created the network and maybe still make changes to the network, and maybe whales who hold a large amount of the coin that no one knows about. You know, all these kinds of people actually have a deceptively strong ability to change some of your outcomes. So when people say decentralized, I think it's almost impossible for anything to be truly decentralized. You know, like you could say like sunlight from the sun, that's decentralized. You know, no one will ever control the sun probably, but crypto, a surprising amount of people have their ability to step in there and control it. And so, you know, when I first heard about crypto and considered investing in it, my brain was arguing all these things. It was like, I don't know, dude. Over time, I have a much less sophisticated thought pattern on crypto. Nowadays, I just see crypto for probably what it is, just a really interesting token that can move money back and forth, the same way PayPal can. PayPal shows me a number on my screen. It says you have this much money in your PayPal account, and I say, oh, good. I don't literally have cash in my hand. I've got a number on a screen. And crypto facilitates that using a different, sort of like a peer-to-peer system with a really advanced encryption to it called blockchain technology. And so it's an interesting idea. And I think it's nothing wrong with it. It's very interesting. But sometimes those pie in the sky promises would kind of put me off from it. If somebody had just walked up to me and just been like, just another PayPal, that's what it really is, just another form of PayPal, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? That's what would have convinced me to buy more of it early, instead of all of the perhaps slightly exaggerated claims about how it's going to, rub my dick and save me from hell. Colton Pinder, good day. This is for shipping. I want a slab, and I also graded some slabs with you, says Colton Pinder. Hey, how's it going, Colton? Colton, are you watching right now? Can you help me out? I have a question for you. So you said you want a slab. Do you know if we wrote Colton Pinder on the back of the slab? That's a really important detail. I don't want to ship you out and miss out on your... Oh, you got a bag too. Here we go. So we want to make sure you get all your slabs. I got to know if it said Colton Pinder on the back of your free slab. That will help us a lot. Looks like we're shipping you for the first time. Your thoughts on the Full Art Umbreon EX from Fates Collide? Is that a good card to go after? It's good in the sense that it's old, and it's good in the sense that it's an Umbreon. So somebody will buy it because it's rare and because it's Umbreon. How would I rank it in terms of artwork? It's got a deep sort of engraved, etched lines in it. And I believe, if I recall correctly, it's got a nice little golden border around it. I actually used to own one of those. But in terms of artwork, it's very plain artwork. Not that different from SRs today. So it's not like an alternative art in terms of the quality of the artwork. So it will have a high price, but it's going to come beneath a lot of other Umbreon designs in terms of, as an artwork. Ooh, you're out there. Cool. Okay. So I've never actually made one of these labels before. I'm very curious how this goes. How does this go? I've never handled an address like this before. Okay, let's try that. And then let's put your email in. Okay, we got the email. He's got an address I've never shipped to before. And I'm very curious how this works, because I think this is a domestic shipment. I'm pretty sure it is. All right, everything is good as it can be. How about you? You thought, oh, I already read that one. Mr. said PP. Not PP. Okay. There it is. Let's see what it does. Oh, okay. So the following address is missing required fields. What is it missing? Email and phone. Rejected address. Colton Pinder, we're dealing with the rejected address. If he's not here, I'll have to send him a penny message. Okay, guys, I don't think he's here. So let me get in contact with him. I'll say Stamps is rejecting the address. I also noted it was asking for your phone number. Is this considered a domestic shipment? I think it is domestic. All right. So I just refunded Colton Pinder a penny and asked him for more help on that shipping address. And then we're going to mark this bag as shipping paid and $9.25. We don't want to mess this up. 9.25. And we're going to say shipping paid. Good. Okay. Hey, what's up, Poppy Churro? How's it going, man? Good to set that over there. Good. And what do we have here? We've got Dust Noir. We got Cloud 10. Check that out, guys. And here's a Latios. So you guys saw me scan the label of a Cloud that graded 9, and they caught even the slightest flaw really well with their scanning. So here's a nice Cloud 10, and you can buy that with the confidence knowing that he really is a 10. Write a receipt somewhere, says Imposter Gary Oak. I did. When I write down SH right there, it means shipping paid. So his shipping has been paid. All right. That's done. Isaac Thomas, 5 Trump Playboys for a testosterone-filled society. Ah, yes. Lots of tea in my bro here. Give me a minute. Okay. We do know that testosterone was in decline. What happens if it just keeps declining all the time and it never gets reversed? What does that look like in the end? 4, 5. Here we are. It's an interesting problem to solve, isn't it? I don't think people talk about it very often. I don't know what testosterone does when it gets really low. Here we are. Sneep. 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 Lots of sneeps. Population collapse, the only legitimate outcome. Here we are. All right. Okay. Here's Playboy. Ooh. Here's Playboy. Here's whoa, holy grandma. Holy hoochie. This is from the year 1978. So these are very old women today. Now the Playboy, she's on the moon. The butterfly woman. And the very elegante woman. So you got a little rainbow butterfly. That's nice. What's everybody eating for dinner? Makes you cranky, says Ryan Shapiro. Here we are. All right. Very, very good. Plug this into here. Uh-huh. Okay. Here's Conehead. The bunny. This lady here. The rabbit. And the bicycle girl. How nice. What are these furry bug Playboy Pokemons? Furry. They are. Yeah, what level of furry are you? Here's... That card's got to be a chase. She's on t-shirts. This card's on... Okay, so here's another Foxy Grandma. Okay. Very good. Very good. Cheeks. All right. The L. Good. Isn't that Pamela Anderson with the cone head? I don't know. Here's a woman. Here's a woman. There's a Y. I like this one. That looks nice. And holy underboob. Can't handle all these boobs. Did you guys ever open a Playboy magazine? I did. I did when I was really young, actually. Ran into one at my neighbor's home. He had it hidden in plain sight. Here's Playboy. He had it on a bookshelf, squeezed between a bunch of books, and my eyes caught it. Yeah, whoa. And I was like, holy, bro. Not the underboob. I was like, holy boobage. That's a key story for a lot of guys. The first time they saw a naked woman. You ever seen a grown man naked? Isaac Thomas. Thank you, Isaac. Well, Isaac, I think we're going to create another bag for you if you've already got one. In grade school, my friend's dad and the entire, oh, he must mean had the entire published collection. Wow. I read it for the articles. I watched a video on YouTube yesterday by Asmongold, and it was called, something like Female Gooners or something like that. And the title caught my eye because I thought the title was really funny. Something like Female Gooners is a Problem. And I watched that video. I clicked on it and I watched it. And it was about all of these, romance naughty novels that girls like to read. It was really funny. It was a very funny episode. And it really stuck with me. Look at this Tentacruel. Here we've got, oops. Here's Gengar. And I think there was a point in the episode where he said girls saying they read these books for the plot is the same as men saying they read Playboy for the articles. It's like, no, you don't. Shut up. Whoa, we got a really big order. Carlos Sura wants a Union Arena Bleach and a Union Arena Full Metal Alchemist and 2 Fleer Marvel. I think he means Fleer Marvel. And then he says, I'm going to finally ship. So Bleach and Full Metal Alchemist. I got to go find them. Okay, I'll be back. And then 2 Fleers. Okay, now we need the 2 Fleer Marvels. Which are where? We should have had them right here. Oh, are they over here? Here they are. I found them. All right, perfect. A big order from our friend Carlos Suro. Thank you, man. Whew. All right. That Japanese hollow is a 6.5. What happened to it? That was just a gift that a guy I bought some cards from gave me. And it's from Flashfire, basically. There's a Flashfire card, and I thought it looked cool. So I said, let's grade it up. Dredagon. All right. When I sent it into grade, I knew it wasn't in good condition. But nowadays, I just go ahead and grade vintage cards in bad condition. Because I think they're fun to collect anyways. Doesn't have to be a good grade. You're just looking to have an interesting card in your collection. Like, here's another one. I knew this Gengar wasn't grade 10. I mean, look, he got a 7. Yeah, he has all kinds of problems. But I sent him in anyways, because it's like, well, he looks awesome. All right, you ready? So, Mr. Carlos. Hey, Poppy Churro, he says, you got any specials? Been a while. Specials. We did have some cards on clearance, but they really were not selling anyways. So I just got rid of the clearance menu. So everything's just whatever price it should be at. What you should ask is what's really special today. So I would say this McDonald's break, it's Burgerchu, $30 to get in there. That's really special. This lightning break with Dark Charmeleon is a 1 in 8 with only 6 spots left. That's pretty special. We have a new product that's really fun to open. It's this baggie right here, $156. It includes one of every single Japanese booster pack set I can find. I'm not ready to host one of these tonight because we're running out of time. I would have to assemble it to open it for you. We're running out of time. So I don't have that on the menu. What I kind of do is I kind of just suggest we have it when we're maybe a little bit slow. Here's tax. Oh, we've got the jumbo pack break, but it is sold out. We actually sold that already, so we need to restock that. Okay. Wow, Nebula looking ripped, dude. She going to give you those D1 athlete children. Here's War Machine. We got Silver Surfer. The Kitty Cat Black Cat. $156 for the whole pack. $156 for that entire baggie. But when you order it, I have to reassemble a new one. So I kind of don't want to sell one of those right now. We don't have the time for it. Here we are. They're very fun. Actually, I wish I could like hire Alexis to take all of my Japanese cards and make a whole bunch of those. That'd be fun. Meow. She's got me purring. Mister will sing you the entire McDonald's song if you win the Burgerchu. That's right. Okay, here's Punisher. So this set's all about, so a lot of the cards in this set just have a nice stamp on them, and it's a nice artwork. It's really all about the signature you get near the end of the pack. Here's Silver Sable. Here it is. You got Sync. I don't think Sync's going to be a good one. Here's Black Widow, though. She's black. And here's Junk Pile. And here's Carnage, which is a really creepy bad guy. And here's Random. Yeah, they said, you know what? Venom's kind of a good guy, bad guy. So, there we go. All right. Very nice. Did you guys hear, speaking of good guy, bad guy, did you hear Donald Trump talking about, he was on the airplane, and he was talking about how he doesn't think he's going to make it to heaven. That was pretty funny. Okay. I saw people in the comment section saying, first honest thing he's ever said is, ooh. Yeah, he's like, I don't think I'm going to heaven. It's really funny hearing him say that just out loud, you know. Do you think this live stream shorts format is good for your Pokemon cards? Yeah, it's done really well, actually. We get a lot of views. We meet a lot of new people in here, and we can always go back to horizontal. It won't be a problem to go back to horizontal. In fact, we did 2 horizontal streams this week, and they performed extremely badly compared to the vertical stream. Vertical stream did so much better. Here we are. Okay. Tag has a pristine. I'm trying for that Burgerchu. That is a very nice Burgerchu right there, guys. Let's snip this. Let's snip this. Let's snip this. Do you think they'll bring that Burgerchu to America? I think if they don't bring it to America, it's going to be a really undervalued card. But I wouldn't be surprised if they brought it to America. So we're at a very speculative stage on investing in Burgerchu. Highly, highly speculative. All those Marvel cards are painted in oil paints. A true skill. Ah, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then they, what, they scanned them and then they printed them? That's neat as hell. All right, you're looking at one whole box of Union Arena Full Metal Alchemist in English. We still have a little bit of this left, but it was so popular that we don't have a ton of it. So if you want some, be sure to open some. Here's Envy. Ooh. You know they're going to do something with the Full Metal Alchemist brand. They can't let that die off. It's a good brand. They're going to make a Netflix special or something. I don't know. They won't let this brand go away. It's a good one. Here's Kimberly. There's Alex Lewis Armstrong. Okay. Scar and Roy. Here we have Edward and Faja. Oh, so this design, this is the original version of the series, right? In Brotherhood, the father didn't look like that, correct? Or am I mistaken? I can't remember. It is. Here's Roy Mustang. You know, I never watched the original Full Metal Alchemist. I watched the remake, the Brotherhood remake. Here's Lust, Roy Mustang. Here's, and I understand they changed a number of things. Here's Lon Fawn. Get you a girl like Lon Fawn, bro. There we go. She's such a cute little ninja. Here's Gluttony. The series did well and told its story. No need to keep it going. Well, you could say that about a lot of shows. And, you know, when people are really enjoying a universe that's been built, there's nothing wrong with wanting to perhaps make another story in that universe. You just have to do a good job. And so when you say no reason to keep going, the real problem is you're scared they'll butcher it, which they often do. They often do. They often butcher it, which is too bad. Here's Wrath. It ends up looking like some sort of cheap money grab, and it's just a really stupid thing. But that doesn't happen all the time, does it? It doesn't happen all the time. Here we are. Set that there. Oh, saying that the iPad's going to die. There we go. What if you did landscape at night and mobile during the day? I like having it in the background when I'm trading, you know? Oh, yeah. We've thought about running it that way, but the problem is that the vertical actually does so much better than the horizontal. There's really never a reason to do horizontal. It's just completely worse than vertical. Vertical just always does much better. Here's Greed. Oh, Greed. We've got Edward Elric. Hey, you got the Winfrey card. And one more. Ooh, what do we have here right at the end? Envy SR Star. Nice, dude. You got an SR Star. That's good. We get so much each issue, then wait 2 weeks. Brotherhood is perfection. Yeah, I heard Brotherhood was overall a better show because it had a chance to sort of, you know, remake it all in a fashion that was just more digestible and like integrated or something. I heard gets to the point, but it changed a couple details, I guess, huh? I really enjoyed both. The problem is the manga scan sites have to keep diligent or the Japanese government crushes their balls. What? And now we have a set that I'm running pretty low on. This is Union Arena Bleach. We've been selling this for a long time now. Union Arena Bleach, one of the more popular items on the menu when it comes to Union Arena. Union Arena is not the best-selling set, but some sets do well, which is interesting. There we go. Okay. This is called Bleach, the 1,000-Year Blood War. Okay. Brotherhood was manga faithful. It's manga. How's Code Geass doing? So I bought Code Geass as a restock, and boy, it just did terrible. It sold out. The first case sold out. The second case, like, man, maybe, I don't know, maybe like one box has sold out of the, I don't even know if it's one box. So we got plenty of Code Geass. Plenty. It's untouched. Yeah, Code Geass did not do well the second time. I think that kind of shows you that it just takes one or two guys to clear out a case. And if you don't have them in your group, the case is going to sit. Kind of like an auction almost. That's how an auction works too, you know. All right. Get you a girl like Yorichi. I'm fearful of the Dragon Ball universe. I'm fearful if I buy Dragon Ball cards, they'll sit. That's what I'm fearful of. Okay. You've got Byakuya Kuchiki. It's Kuchiki Chaka. Good. 626 now, huh? Shinji Harako. Now, be mindful, guys. The stream has to end at 7 p.m. We can't take any more orders after 7, okay? We are. Just letting you guys know ahead of time. See, if we had done a nighttime stream, if we had done a Sunday nighttime stream, I don't think it'd have been so busy today. We skipped that nighttime stream on Sunday. I worked on inventory a little bit, so that felt good. Boy, I've really done well, man. I've built up quite an inventory over the years. Yes, we've got Drugrim Hashwat. What's your view on the Pokemon market? Looking to enter a position in Seal. Want to buy some dips? You are. Yeah, people keep talking about the Pokemon market, and it's interesting. Everyone wants to know what happens next so they can either sell or spend money in a way that makes them money. It's a very interesting phenomenon. I do have opinions on it, and I think that it might be better for me to go make like a whole video on it rather than try to just do this one clip in a live stream necessarily. But I like where the Pokemon card market is at. I think that there's some really good sets in the Scarlet Violet era, like Paldean Fates, Destined Rivals. You've got Prismatic. You got Evolving. What was it called? It was called Paldean Evolved. There we go. Paldean Evolved. Black White, I think, have been okay. I actually think that the Red Victini and the Zekrom card, and maybe to a lesser degree the Reshiram card, should do well. They're really interesting to collect, and there's a couple cool altars in there. Now we've entered into the Megas. So Mega Evolution, real popular. Sold a lot of that. I've got a couple cases of the Japanese Mega left over. I had to sell those. Inferno, that's been really popular. People care about that Charizard a lot. Ooh. So far, Pokemon's just kind of putting out banger after banger and hasn't slowed down for a little while. And I think this is to be expected. I think we're in a certain time period for Pokemon. Basically, Pokemon's going to release their 30th anniversary card sets, and we're in the last year before the release of a brand new Pokemon game, which would be like Gen 10, right? Is Scarlet Violet 9, remind me, look at this, Rukia Kuchiki. And that's an SR star. That's good. You could do much worse than this. You know, I've seen much worse pulls come out. You also got this nice hollow action point. Cool. So that's nice. Mr. Carlos, let's go find your bag. So we're entering a special time period. This is the last year before a new video game comes out, and there's a pattern to Pokemon. If you watch very carefully, there's a pattern where a lot of the best sets are released in that last year. So you're witnessing that right now. The best sets are going to be released for a little while, and it's going to be a bloodbath, and people seem to have a lot of money, so everyone's buying it. Everyone wants to invest. So people don't just want to collect. They also want to get rich off of Pokemon, which that can't last forever. There is no such thing as infinite growth and infinite money. People have limited money, finite money. If I had to bet, people have already kind of spent a lot of their money right now. So I would bet that the market's pretty stretched thin in terms of having spendable market money because of the last couple of sets all being big bangers. And we're probably about to get a bunch more big bangers. And it's just going to be a really fun time period where you run all the way out of money. But then there should probably be a slowdown with the release of the next video game. And I'm not talking about Legends ZA, although there could be a slowdown, a small one with Legends ZA. But the next video game is going to come out, and I would anticipate a slowdown as they release their base set and nobody likes it, and people realize they're getting very tired of having all their money in Pokemon cards. And other people are going to say, well, I'm ready to get my money back out of Pokemon cards and, you know, actually buy stuff that I want instead of just having a bunch of cards laying around. So I would anticipate that the prices start to change around that time period. So, okay, I see your address. And this is the address. Here it is. And how heavy is this? Here we are. Pretty heavy. Theoretically, does it become a good holding? They stop printing. I got shipped also, Mr. And I won the Magikarp the other day. Nice. I think I put the correct name on it, didn't I? I don't think I would have put Imposter Gary Oak on the back because I know who you are. So I think I would have put your real name. I just don't remember. I don't remember every detail. Bang hers, that's right. So in other words, I don't think that we're out of the water with these high prices for a little while. I think that the hype will remain strong. Good sets will bring in lots of attention. And unless there's like some clear economic collapse in the USA, I don't think people are going to be like, oh no, we're in a new war, the economy is collapsing. Trump just got an end to the Hamas war. Who knows? Maybe he'll get an end to the Ukraine war, too. Who knows? He might. And that's going to do good for the economy. If you're in the defense industries, no, you don't like that. But if you're everybody else, you do like that. That's a good thing. And we might have a minerals deal with Ukraine. And maybe, who knows, maybe Russia gets back to regular business with us, which would be a good thing. So you never know what happens next. But, yeah, I mean, the stock market rebounded after Trump said something like, you know, don't worry about futures. I think he said something like, don't worry about futures. We want to be friends with China or something like that. And the stock market kind of jumped back up after he said that. Crypto jumped back up. So I wouldn't say that there's a clear sign that it's all about to crash to zero right now. And that's the best you can do when you're trying to predict something with the crystal ball. That's the best you can do is just go, I don't know. I think it's going to do all right for now. And I could be dead wrong. I could be dead wrong. This could be the high point right now, and you just need to sell, and nothing else. Ivan, he says, he wants the Discord 151 tag. No, hold on. So you want a couple of these cards. Someone sent me a PayPal gift card. Oh, that's nice. All right, so let's take a careful look into this, Ivan, so I get everything that it is that you wanted. Okay, so Discord 151 Zard tag slab. Tag 9. And the Gyarados tag 9 slab on the table. Let's go find that Gyarados. Here it is. Okay, for 20. Okay, so let's write your name on the back of this one. Very pretty. Ivan Rodriguez. Good. Thank you, mister. Thank you for whoever sent me a PayPal gift to buy solids to make me feel better. Oh, that's a nice dude. All right, we'll set this up here. And the Charizard, you say, is down here. It's in this, here, let me check the Discord server. In the Discord server, in Japan D. So here we have the All Slabs channel. Scroll to the bottom here. Yes, he's right at the top, right at the bottom of the channel. We're going to say Charizard sold. So that says Charizard sold. Now we're going to go hunting for him. Ugh. So I would anticipate, you know, the next year or so to be a great time period for Pokemon. That would be my anticipation. It's going to be a great, it's going to be a great year. At worst, at worst, it'll probably plateau. But at best, it could continue to rise aggressively. You know, it already did rise aggressively for a little while, but you know, you could almost wonder if that was just the market catching up to where it was meant to be during those years, 2023 and 2024, when instead of rising, it you know, crashed, which kind of didn't make sense to me when it was crashing during that time. But you could say now the market's where it's supposed to be, and now maybe you see just a small increase of 7 to 15% in value over the next year. You never know. That's a, you know, hopeful conservative estimate that just suggests, hey, all these cards really need to do is go up in price by like 10% and you're good, you know, compared to like buying stocks, perhaps, which stocks go up perhaps between 8 and 15%, assuming they don't crash. So like, you know, if you sold all your Pokemon cards and you put them into stocks or you put them into crypto, you're not safe over there either. You know, if you're scared of Pokemon, why aren't you scared of crypto? Crypto can crash. The stocks can definitely crash. So anything can crash. The only thing that won't crash is if you have like house debt and you pay off the debt. That cannot crash. So that would be you know, if you're paying 7% interest on a loan, you can just go pay off that loan, and that's not a bad use of the money. So you know, if you've got Pokemon cards and you're wondering, do I buy more or do I pay off my loan? The conservative safety move would be to pay off that 7% loan. The gamble would be the Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards, if they go up a lot more, you're doing very well. If they go down, you're going to get shocked by that. Ivan says, last $20 credit I have left. Can you do a $20 slab giveaway to my family on chat for subscribers? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, so if you're going to do 20 bucks, I'll do a little bit too. So let's see. Let's try and pick one that costs a little more than 20. All right, let's see. We have a Wobbuffet. That's an interesting one. Why don't we do the Wobbuffet for giveaway? That's fun. All right, we got this cute Wobbuffet. He's from Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and you pay for half, and I'll pay for the other half, and we'll do this as a giveaway, okay? So we're doing a little $45 giveaway for you guys right now. This is Mr. Ivan. Go. Ivan's working on his health right now. We are. We're going to type in Ivan. Good. And we want to see Ivan come out really healthy and feeling good. Yep, we're going to say Ivan up here. All right. So you can get back to enjoying life. There we go. Okay. Oops. Flip this around. Go this way. Would you trade single packs for booster boxes? I have a lot of loose packs. Oh, yeah. I mean, I strongly prefer sealed booster boxes, but that's not to say that single packs don't sell. They're just, you know, they're just a very different animal. So I couldn't tell you if one was going to go up in price faster than the other for sure, though, but I would suspect that they do. All right, type in Ive. Oh, he said for subscribers. Give me a second here. Let me turn on subscriber mode. All right. Subscriber mode. You must have subscribed within the last 5 minutes. Okay. And now I'm going to go in and hit reset. So we're going to reset entries. Reset. Okay, now type in Ivan for this cute Wobbuffet giveaway from our friend Ivan. That's very generous of you, Mr. Ivan. How much is the Starmie and the Misty to the left? This card right here, which grade is 7.5, is for sale for $30. You can see it's a later print run. So the later print run is made obvious by this sort of sandpaper effect on the hollow. Yep, it's cool. But it grade is 7.5, so I'm selling it for a cheap 30 bucks. With these big tag returns, my only goal is to quickly sell and then move on to the next tag submission. So I'm not looking to be super tough or stiff on the price. I'm looking to liquidate. That's what I care about the most. And that's a good thing for you guys. And I realized, you know, I've sort of been playing the role of more like a slab investor. Now I'm going to play a new role where I'm going to get a lot of slabs graded. And so it's more like we're playing the role of a pre-grader. See, so I'm going to be paid some money to do high volume. High volume. I get a lot of cards pre-graded. I get a lot of them processed. They come back And now I just need to get rid of them fast enough to get the next round pre-graded. So I hope you guys will come back and check on us if you're listening and you don't come around here all the time. I hope you'll come back and keep an eye on this channel because we should have just tons of slabs for you. We have a whole bunch right to my left that have not been processed and priced yet because we just been opening sets today. All right. There you go, Mr. Ivan. Put you down for 20 bucks. I guess I gave away some stuff too today, didn't I? So that puts me up to 410. Okay, 410. Okay, good. Love you, all my family. Yes, we're like, you know, it's a really nice group we've got going here, in my opinion. It's a very nice place to hang out. Let's go ahead and choose this select. Mike's side, really? So it's going to be Mr. Mike's side. That's pretty crazy. It is. Congratulations to Mike's side. That one was just a quick, fast one. All right. Cardconomist has some crazy slabs. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Wow, that was really crazy. Yeah, we have let me show you guys some slabs we might have coming up. Check this out. We've got Semiseer, this card graded 9. Here's a Shuckle 10. Here's a Lucario. Here's a Mew 8.5. There's that cute Charmander again. He looks really, really vibrant in this holder because of the extremely clear plastic. Just a nice look. Now, it doesn't look as good once you put them in this little sleeve, but you don't have to keep this sleeve when you get them home. You can buy high-end sleeves if you wish, or you can just slide them out of the sleeve to behold the card like, ooh. So this is a promo Charmander from the Pokemon Go era. He is for $44. Look that up. There's no holographic version of this card at all. Okay, so now we have an order from Colton Pinder. I sent an email with a picture of how you mailed it before. Oh, we've mailed you before. All right, let's take a quick look into that picture real fast. Colton Pinder shipping. I've attached a picture. So it looks like we just didn't include the last line. All right, let's take a quick look into that. Ow. Trying to sit down comfortably in my chair here. Hey, TCC, I sent you 2 emails about the shipping. Oh, 2 emails, you say. Not 1, but 2. Oh, nice. You did a copy of the email too, huh? Is that it? That helps. So let's jump over here. And we're going to move this down here. And now we're going to jump up into PayPal to get your email address, which I don't need to do because I should have it right over here since you actually emailed me. There's the email. All right, so you might have last, I don't know if it's been a while, but you might have last ordered shipping with me when we had our old stamp software before I had to renew it. Okay, let's reduce that weight. And then let's see what it does. Ah, it likes the address now. Doesn't like that last line you had in it last time. Okay, it's all good now. And there it goes. How's it been selling, Tag, and how do you do pricing for it? Well, I think people are really enjoying tag grading. I really haven't had too much trouble selling it. Like, we had 2 nights in a row where we sold about $1,000 worth of tag slabs. Of course, it's easy when you start with your best slabs, so I don't know how well the 9s and the 8s and the 7s will sell. Those could be a bit slower. Like, look, we got an 8.5 Mew. So my perspective on the grading, they're definitely feeling really harsh. The grading feels extremely harsh. And when I get a nice 9 in, I sometimes have to wonder, would that have crossed into a 10 with PSA? I don't think I'm going to take the time to crack slabs and test it too often. So that's up to you guys if you want to play around with it. We'll try to price them to just get rid of them. Edward Cornelio says English 151. Oh, yeah, I was looking into this. My supply of the 151s are low. 151, man. You guys gobble that stuff up. We're going to have to restock it soon. What I won was a PSA 10 Pokemon Go Mewtwo. Nice. What's most important is it needs to say Colton Pinder on it. Do you know if it says Colton Pinder? Do you remember that? It is. There we go. Tag slabs look sick to me. I understand PSA, but tag just looks beautiful. Yeah, I've done this a lot of times. I can pull up a PSA slab and show you the problem with the plastic, and then I can pull up a nice tag slab and show you that they don't have that problem. They have perfectly crystal clear plastic on their slabs. It's really nice looking, and PSA simply does not. They struggle with that for some reason, and they struggle with it, and they're not fixing it for now, but they might fix it eventually. And then, you know, tag will have more competition at that point. Tag will be, you know, having to make other arguments like their excellent grading report, which is far superior to PSA. The grade report's very good. I pretty much trust it if I see tag 10 on it. Here's Carlos. He says he'll take 2 spots and the Dick Donald pick. Oh, my God. You got it. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Blue, 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 blue. Carlos Sura. You see any trades in my bag? Says Mr. Edward. Ooh, I'll certainly take a quick look. One thing I'm highly, highly interested lately in is trading your ungraded cards for already graded cards, meaning you can take your baggie and trade it to me for a slab that you like. Like you like this Charmander, you want to trade for it? You could definitely trade for it. Why? Because now I suddenly need an influx of cards. And I've been thinking about what I could do about that. I'm starting to think maybe my trick will be, like I got these Scarlet, you know, these boxes of Scarlet to sell still from all this time ago. Might just start opening them. Might just open them for myself. All right, let's take a look at that, Edward. So you got some hollows, Iron Boulder, some more hollows, Time, Bulbasaur. You got this cute little baby Yoshi. I like that. You got a couple of these poker cards. Electrode, Nidoking, which is an 8. Gengar's a 9.5 minus, probably a 9 then. Alakazam, which is an 8. That's tough. Mew, which is a 9. I could technically trade for those and just send them into grade anyways, and they would come back like 9 and 8. And then it would be on me to try and get them sold. And the margins on them would be pretty slim probably. Not a lot of money to make on 8s and 9s. But that's what you had, and you can offer me a trade if you're interested, okay? All right, cool. I think we are caught up on orders. That's perfect because that will give me some time now to price up a couple slabs, huh? So we got this Altart Mew, and that's the English Mew from 151 Premium. And he shouldn't be too expensive. Maybe like 40, 50 bucks is my bet. How will I be pricing this? Let me tell you exactly how this is going to be priced. See how it's an 8.5? I don't care about the 0.5. To me, this is an 8. So we're going to go grab the PSA 8 price, and that's it. All right, sounds good, Mr. CP? Okay, sounds good. All right. You double-checked. You knew what stream it was in. That's impressive. We're going to say Mew 053. We had a nice busy daytime stream. That was really busy. We had a really big order thanks to Carlos Sura. I think your order was the largest, Carlos. Wow, this is still expensive as an 8. The cheapest 8 is $70. So we're just going to mimic the price of an 8. Of course, the benefit you have here is this is technically an 8.5. It is. So you could ask yourself if maybe this is a pretty good deal. Okay. Now, if you wanted the 10 of this card, the 10 is super expensive. Look at this. We have a little Lucario 9 from Star Birth. He's just a holographic. He did not grade into a 10. We'll price him up as a $10 card. If he does not sell, I will just have to give him away or something. We are. Got a lot of cards to give away. Or maybe he can be like a bonus pull, right? So like if we're breaking some big slab, maybe he's like a bonus pull. Oh, that Mew is sold. Is Oscar Resendez. Oscar Resend. This? Is it with an IZ? Click. Yes. Okay, you got it, Mr. Oscar. Ooh. All right. Shuckle. He's a Mega Symphonia Shuckle. How cute is that? So we're going to go ahead and price up Shuckle. Very interesting artwork there. Wonder if it's based on anything. Sometimes, you know, Pokemon's been doing this thing lately where sometimes it bases its cards off of real-life artwork. Okay. 8 and 9 do with the easy market. This is going to say Shuckle Mega. Shuckle Mega. And it doesn't look like there's any graded. I'm super shocked. Oh, wait, here we go. So, okay, so last sold for 50 bucks. So now we have a price. I didn't see any for sale, so I don't know if that's correct, but there it is for 50 bucks. I don't know if that was accurate. He's a cute card. Who doesn't like Shuckle? He's a fun card, you know. Oh my gosh, here's a good one. This might have came out of an abandoned bag at one point. There it is, Dark Phantasma. Yeah, I don't sell Dark Phantasma anymore. I don't have any more. So this is likely a card that may have come out of someone's abandoned bag from, looks like 3 years ago. So it might have been an abandoned bag from 3 years ago. And one day, all this time later, it shows up here eventually. Because I don't think I had one otherwise. It's too old of a card. I mean, I don't think anyone would have traded me for it. Let's see. Mr. says, you see any trades in my bag for a spot on the Mega Evolution list? Oh, so like a $40 trade? You can make an offer to me. I don't really want to make an offer to you because I don't want to think about it. Here it is. So for the trades, just try to pick out what you think would be fair or what you would be interested in and just make a quick offer on it. And we'll think about it. So this is Dark Phantasma, huh? Okay, so the cheapest one is $100 from Japan. But you have to be careful there because that's actually $115 after import plus $20 shipping. So the real price is probably closer to about $135. $135, all right. But then there's one in the US, which is $120. Let's go off of that one because the one in the US won't have an import fee. So the US one is cheaper. Isn't that funny? It's priced higher, so the eBay algorithm doesn't like, it doesn't show it at the top of the cheapest, but it is cheaper. You have to look out for those things now. Okay, 120. I got a feeling this one's going to sell like that. The Pikachu one's good. Pikachu always does well. Here we have a Gengar 9. Alakazam, Nidoking for maybe 2 spots. No, I wouldn't be interested in that. Here we are. I would be interested in maybe Alakazam and Nidoking for 1 spot. But you have to remember, those cards are not going to grade 10, right? The Alakazam is. I know that. I don't know. I can't remember the Nidoking. Here we are. All right, let's see. So this is going to be PSA 9 Gengar 047. What you could do is you could have me mail it home to you, and then you could go through all the trouble of selling those. So if you actually got online and you sold them all, then you could take the cash and just buy a spot in the box. But see, that takes the pressure off of me and puts it onto you. Takes the work of selling it, that work that has to be done. Now it's your work instead of my work. And then you'll have the cash that you want, and then you can just spend it on the things that you want. Here's Master Chief. Here's the Gengar break. And here's the staff break. I can do that too. Yes, so that's what you got to consider when you're trying to decide what you want in the trade. Go ahead and refresh this. Okay. And let's see. So those are some breaks. You guys know about those breaks. Here's our beautiful Gengar. Limited number of those. Here's I'm going to move this off to the side. There's Tyranitar. Here's Cloud9 for $15. Here's Pikachu for $95. I like that Pikachu a lot. Mister, I may have a decently sized lot if you're interested. Once everything comes in, I'll message you. Now, when you say decently sized lot, what are you referring to? Graded cards? Let's see. Let's jump over here to the All Slabs channel. Good. Okay. Edward says, I'm lazy. Yeah. Okay. Don't blame me, man. selling cards can be a real pain in the neck. You know, you got like listed with all the details, and then somebody buys it and they go, oh, you didn't tell me it wasn't going to grade 10. And they get all mad and pissy about it. And they go, all right, open a return. Then you got to get this card returned. All that can make selling so fun. It's the best part. Here's Simisear. Actually, I'm dealing with an issue that occurred. I sold a Yu-Gi-Oh slab to somebody in the past, and they've come back to me and said, hey, the card inside of here is mislabeled. And they're kind of explaining that, you know, the card inside is actually more cheap than we initially thought, because it, you know, we thought it was a vintage card because PSA said it was a vintage card, but some other person is telling him that no, it's a Yu-Gi-Oh reprint. And so it was wrongly priced. And so I'm telling him we ought to take that and send it to PSA and get their opinion on it first. Make sure we do that first. So this will be $95 from V-Star Universe. This is basically a hit out of V-Star Universe. Very cute. There it is. But it is Simisear. So it's a limited desirability. Yes, Yu-Gi-Oh reprints. Raw cards for grading, mostly IRs and such, things people will buy. Did you sell that huge slab you got? I forgot what jumbo card it was. Jumbo card. We've sold a couple large cards before. Every now and then a big card comes onto the table for fun. Look at this Latios. That sucks. Got a 9. You never really expect the Japanese cards to do that poorly, do you? You know, and then when they do, you're like, really? The Japanese card graded 9? Really makes you wonder, you know. Yeah, maybe we should scan every single one of these. Like, I think I would have pulled this one myself, so I'm curious what they found. That Gengar got a 9 too. So many 9s in here. Says the front top left has a ding. Oh, what happened? Oh, there it goes. Where's the ding? It says that there's a ding on the front top left, but what is it? I don't see it. It looks really clean, actually. I feel like I'm looking at a picture of a clean corner. Let's zoom in. Oh, there it is. Okay, so their picture doesn't do a very good job. Oh, wow, that could almost hide in the graphics. Look, that almost looks like it belongs there from this point of view, doesn't it? But then as you tilt it, you realize the light's not reflecting off of it, and it's actually a damaged corner. Okay, no, this is appropriate. The 9 is appropriate. Wow, that one was really hidden in the graphics. Okay, very nice. So far, so good. They said it's a 9, and it is a 9, and they're able to prove it with their grading report. How nice is that, everybody? Yeah, it's weird. This picture doesn't really tell you enough. You can't see it in the picture. You have to actually hold the card up. Okay, so I don't even think we need to look this up, do we? Mega Latias 079. None for sale. What do you think this is worth? 25 bucks maybe? I just make it 25 bucks for the moment. I don't know what it's worth, honestly. Okay, cool. We got more cards over here. Let's see what kind of cards we got. Here's a Manectric. You might recognize this from Holland Phantoms. Got a 9. This Numel got a 10. That's pretty cute. Goop Gas Attack, 8.5. Oh, I love this Suicune. I've sold so many of these Suicunes before. That's the Shiny Star Suicune. I've graded and sold a ton of these. These are such popular holo cards. It's actually from 2020. This is a 2020 card. I've graded this card many times. I must have found one. I must have dug one up from somewhere. Isn't that beautiful? I bet you he was a lot cheaper in the past. He's probably like 30 bucks in the past. Probably when he first came out, and Pokemon cards in general were just cheaper back then. Let's take a look. Shiny. I bet there's $100 easy. Easily $100. Shiny Suicune. Oh, I should say Shiny Star Suicune. Shiny Star Suicune. Okay, and we want the cheapest one. Times have changed. Here we have... Oh, that is Chinese. Is this correct? All right, well, I am mistaken. He is not $100. He's as cheap as $30. Is that true? Oh, he's really affordable. He must not be a card anyone's paying attention to, and there must be plenty of them graded. Well, this is a tempting card then, because it's a holographic Suicune, and it only costs $30. I would say that one's probably going to sell. Okay, I like the way it looks. It feels like a card that's more... It feels like a card that is more expensive than 30, but it's only 30, and it's old. But, you know, they printed a lot from that set. You know, they printed a lot of those... They printed a lot of Shiny Star. That's probably part of the problem. Ooh, Master Ball Leafeon English. Nice. Just showing off some slabs. Did the Pikachu break go off? He is close. 7 out of 10. Here's a Fuecoco McDonald's. Here's a Sprigatito McDonald's. Ah, that poor Piplup 9. Goop Gas 10, yeah. Hey, there's a Burgerchu 9. Okay. Aren't these pretty? These look great. I actually really like them all. I like that the McDonald's stamp is so crystal clear. I feel like all the McDonald's cards didn't do that. They didn't all have these nice... See, look how many of these Pikachus did not grade 10. Makes you wonder, should you just crack it and send it back in to, like, PSA? Were they grading it too harshly, potentially? I don't know. Got a little Gyarados, a little Arcanine, Mimikyu. Lots of slabs yet to price, everybody. Well, it is 7:01. I sent for the Latias. Sounds good. Let me hit refresh here. It is time to wrap up, guys. I'll see you tonight. We'll have a stream tonight, the Monday nighttime stream, so I hope you'll be there. Be sure to smash the subscribe button. Yeah, we can check the report on that one for sure. Smash that subscribe button if you don't want to miss the nighttime stream. And you guys have a wonderful Monday. After that Monday stream, Karis is off to have this treatment. She's having a surgery treatment for, you know, in order to become pregnant, basically. She has to do this. So this is a big step for us. And we're hoping it goes very well. But I'm sure I'll be able to talk about that tonight, too. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you for the nighttime stream.